What is a 24mm lens good for? I'm excited to show you what it can do, especially when you put it on a full frame camera. Now, right now, I'm filming on 85mm, which is an amazing lens to look at. Obviously, it looks great, but watch what happens when I get close to the camera. So I'm in focus and I look great, but this is a little bit ridiculous, right? You're not gonna watch a video like this. So now we're filming on the 24mm lens, and obviously you can see a much wider angle, but it allows me a lot of practical benefits here. Like I can even get closer to the camera here, and I'm not taking up the full screen. I mean, the lens is within arm length, and I'm not even stretching here. I could hit the record button from here if I wanted to. So this is great for vlogging for that purpose. That's why people like Casey Neistat use a 24mm lens. So the camera that we're filming on right now is the Canon R6. It's a full frame sensor, full frame camera. Now most of the cameras that I use, like the Canon 90D, are crop sensors. So that's what I've been used to, is using a crop sensor. And when I got the R6, my videographers were sure to tell me that, man, if you use the 24mm lens on there, it's really going to distort things. You don't want to go there. And so I believed them for a long time. But then one day, there was just one episode I wanted to film by myself. And so I got things set up. And as I was grabbing the camera, grabbing the lens, I thought, man, the room that I'm filming in, it's kind of small. I wonder what it would look like to have the 24mm on the full frame camera on the R6. And when I played around with it and I looked at the shot, I'm like, this is actually amazing. Now, admittedly, when I lean in, I mean, yeah, my nose looks huge, but like it's only 12 inches from me to the lens, and I can do a whole lot in a small space. It makes a small room like this. This is just a bedroom that we decorated. It looks really big. So I have two filming locations, and that's it. I've got a location here in Florida, and I've got a location in Utah. I call them my studio houses. And so each bedroom becomes a different filming set. There's not beds set up here or anything. This is a full-time filming location. But when the filming room is small, with a 24mm lens, it just gives you a whole bunch of options. We have a complete different filming shot aiming in that corner. So clearly, for filming in a small space, I highly recommend a 24mm lens. If we were using a crop sensor, I might need to step back a little bit further. But another huge advantage of being close to the lens is if you're using a teleprompter. Okay, so I went and grabbed my teleprompter. Now this is just a simple apparatus. I'm gonna put this cover on it because that's where the lens goes. The lens goes right in there like that. So when I'm looking at the teleprompter, it's right in front of that lens, and so I can look at it. You gotta be close. So the electronics of this thing is actually your phone. So you get a teleprompter app. I'm not going to worry about demonstrating that, but you just slide it in there like that, and then you can see the reflection. You can make the fonts as big or as small as you want, and so if you're going to be further back, you got to make the words really big, and therefore you don't get to see too many words at the same time. But if you're close, you can have like a whole paragraph on the screen moving by at a time, and it's fantastic. Now, the specific lens that we're using here, this is a Canon, and it has an f-stop of 1.4. It's a prime lens. The reason I love prime lenses is because you can get a really wide aperture, a really high quality lens for a much lower cost than if that lens had a range of zoom in it. So this lens, I know when I first bought it was around $1,500. I think it might have gone down like to $1,400 or something right now. So on any filming assignment I do, and definitely here in my studio house in Florida and in Utah, I always have a 24mm lens on hand. And when I live stream, I love to use a 24mm lens, but typically there, I'm using my Canon 90D, which has a crop sensor. Now, talking about why the high quality, why the f-stop of 1.4, I love being able to blur the background, and I just love it. Now, in order to have that effect and be able to blur the background, there has to be more distance behind me to the background than between me and the lens. So when you have a wider angle, I mean, there's like 5 or 6 times the distance of me to the camera to the background back there. All right, so right now the lighting is perfect, and what I'm about to do is gonna ruin the lighting, but I just wanna show you some applications with this camera, 24mm lens on a full frame camera. All right, so let's walk around a bit. Now the lighting's gonna be bad again, but you can see this is actually a small bedroom, but all the different corners, say hi, Nick. Say hi, Corbin. I mean, it makes this room look massive. All right, so I'm walking into the dining room here, and typically I haven't done a lot of filming in here, but look how huge it makes this dining room when I've got this lens and this camera. Now this is an area where I've never done any filming, but if I wanted to, I mean, it's huge. Like, yeah, I could just film here. Or what about this? I can just walk around. I've got the pillar right here. Okay, the lighting is pretty awful. But yeah, it opened up possibilities, and my face doesn't look that distorted. So that's why a lot of vloggers use a 24mm lens, because they can be close to the lens, but yet I'm not like taking up the entire shot. Okay, we've talked about the advantage of using this in small rooms, but when you're in a big room, it like turns it into so many different things. So this angle, I've got the stairway behind me. I turn just a little bit, and now I've got the entertainment center. And I can obviously, totally change the shot by having that be a part of my background. Or I can go much wider and have the full thing in there. I could open up the blinds. These are tinted windows, and so I could show a lot of the greens out there. So anyway, we use a variety of lenses, but the 24mm is definitely one of the key lenses I have in my filming kit. So you may be curious about the type of filming that I do. I have these 2 studio houses. I actually produce over 50 different YouTube channels, and we leverage YouTube to generate leads for businesses. Now, it really works, and I want you to have success if that's you. So I have a free gift for you. Okay, I put 2 years of work into creating this book, packing my entire strategy in here, showcasing many of the channels and taking you behind the scenes. Now this is my free gift to you as long as you cover the shipping cost. So go to natesyoutubebook.com and you'll find this as a free plus shipping book. That's my gift to you.